Doing well live. It is the Martin Fowler Scrum. Sam, Michael are here. Michael, how are things going with you?
Good. So be pairing at 3 hours or so?
Yeah, that sounds good. Actually, yeah, Thursday is actually slightly better than what is the day after Thursday? Friday. There you go. Cool. Anything else going on? Anything blocking you?
Not particularly. Just I'm thinking we may benefit from refactoring the objects,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a couple different systems in R for
Mm,
objects.
mm, mm, mm.
But maybe that's kind of not actually something to look at right away.
Well,
It might just
it
be
actually
worth hacking.
relates to something I've been thinking about in or something I was encountering this week on website one. Anyway, yeah, that should be looking forward to that interesting face-to-face session later on. We've also got Will and Brent have just joined us. Welcome, welcome. We're in flow. Let's just go into to Brent. Brent, how are things going with you?
Great, thank you. Made the progress yesterday on the date picker for local support. Had a good conversation with Fernando last night actually about the embedded map test. So he came up with a couple of other additional tests that we think we should write, and I tend to agree with him. So we raised the issue for that, and it's just waiting for some more votes in the local support channel.
Oh yes, yes.
I've got a session with Nimit later today. We're going to look at the async voter, and I think that's it really. No blockers.
Great stuff. Thanks, Brent. Thanks. Excellent. Let's go on to Will. Hey, Will, how's it going?
Hi. I've got no blockers. I'm still writing tests for Y, and I'm here just because I wasn't here yesterday, and I know my project's quite new. So if anybody's seen it and had any questions they'd like to ask, then I'm available for that. That's all.
Great stuff. Yes, excellent. Yeah, maybe I've got some questions, and maybe we'll get into those at the end today. Good show. Good to see you, Will. Then that leaves me, and so this morning I have been I worked on the review of the AV ecosystem, which means stopping up and trying to look at the ads that we're serving via Google Ads and what they are and why so many of them being served in India and what's going on there, and just trying to get a big picture view of everything. They've just upgraded the Google AdWords interface, and I still can't get what I want out of it. But anyway, that's my own personal. It's kind of a blocker for me, is actually navigating that system. Maybe you do a pairing session with Lara or something about that. And then, I only seem to have just kind of worked through the admin stuff. I think I do have a couple of more people interested in doing face-to-face pairing. Actually, the Mother Coders, which is a group in the States focusing on helping people who've had children to get back into the workforce, and particularly through coding. And they've done an ad for us based on the Twitter follow thing. And I've got lots of people got to respond to on that. We did have we had a good async voter meeting yesterday. We got Michael's new code out into production, and so now actually votes are running in parallel in channels. If you check out website one, there are 2 votes in parallel. They're both accepting votes. This is on refactoring Slack. Actually, so Michael, the stuff you're talking about R and using objects or whatever, I've got the first of the 2 votes in website one is about refactoring the Slack service specs and whether we should be using a more object or functional approach. There is kind of related. Yes, and we kind of worked out. Yeah, so we worked out assigned some things. Paolo and I didn't really get to pair as much as we'd like, but that's fine. So the day coming up, we've got the marketing meeting in an hour, pairing with Michael on the data mining science machine learning thing after that, and then after that we've got the local support meeting. So there we go. That's our Scrum. Anything else that anybody needs to share immediately that they forgot in the first pass?
No thanks.
If not, we're into post-Scrum bliss. So we're just sort of hanging out. I was going to say, so Will, as you know, we kind of, I got the whole, you know, your excellent step by step allowed me to get the whole why thing to kind of work on my local machine. That was great. I also then followed your instructions, and I've set up using like my Ether wallet. I don't know if this is the right thing. I've sent you what I hope is an address and not my private key in the thread there. That would be the kind of thing that Agile Ventures would need to have in order to be a donee within the framework that you're describing?
Yes, yeah, and that's all you need, just that public key.
Right. Yeah. So does this look like the right form?
Yeah,
here?
0x, and then hopefully just 40 characters.
Yes. And so this is So I set up a MyEther wallet, and did things and private keys and passwords and this whatever, and stored those all securely. And then now, this is what appears to be the address for us going forward. So all right.
Great.
So we're set up, and in principle, at some point in the future that someone wants to make a transaction, this would be the key that would allow some small percentage of that to come to Agile Ventures.
Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't get a notification that you.
So this is one of the things with Slack and these threads.
Yeah.
So what you might find is if you look in I don't know if you've got the Slack client installed, what it will do is it will light up all threads here in the top. But when you're thread, it doesn't unless you put like at the person's name there.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it. It's a little bit dangerous actually. I've got into trouble with this before actually, where someone has replied to a thread and then I haven't noticed the white thing up there. And it's kind of anyway. There you go. That's probably there the watchword. If it's an important thing, obviously bring it up in a Scrum or add the. So I should have added Will White there. Sorry, go on, Michael.
I have something totally different to ask. I noticed before you had said that that face-to-face meetings were like browsable by other members. Mm-hmm. That were in the face-to-face tier or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is there like some private room that I'm not aware of? That I'm not in?
No, it's just the. If you are signed into YouTube as Agile Ventures, and you're an Agile Ventures manager, then you can browse the videos.
Well, that's not. I don't think I'm a manager.
I think we've invited you, and for some reason we feel quite sad because you don't keep not accepting our invites. I think maybe we've done the wrong email address. I will have to go and over. Where is it? Community Studio, Agile Ventures Edit on Google. Okay, and then there's I think somewhere here there's like manage. I have to say Google, for all of the great things they do in the world, I'm not like so excited about their interfaces. Okay, here we go. Finally, we've got to it. Manage permissions, and there, Michael, you have been invited.
Is this like an email, or like how does this?
Presumably, you would have seen an email. Well, I'm saying you might have seen it. It might go to the spam folder. But so if we do like MTC 2013, there, like this, and that's you. So there, and invite. So it says you've already been invited to manage the account. So conceivably, there's an invite in your spam somewhere, or just has been lost. I'm not sure. I guess I could revoke it and let's remove it, and then maybe that will let me resend it. So. There you go. And so Marion as well. I think so. You can see we've got this is like a lot.
I see it. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. And that also means that you can then start, what's it called? Pairing sessions on the AV YouTube account and stuff like that.
Okay.
Cool.
So now when I'm at YouTube, I should be able to like.
Yeah, if you click here, there should be this range of accounts that you could be in. Well, not actually. That's not here. Like you can like use it as different people and stuff. So you should have that as an option. I
don't really have that, but connected accounts.
You might. Well, anyway. Well, so I guess I can help you navigate the teaming Google interface. I guess that's sort of specific to you and I. Should we just check back in with Will? So yeah, what's the? I mean, you were working on the document. I was pointing out how it's not obvious how to,
I didn't want to break it by joining it, and then it would break. So yeah, okay.
You're right. So this is the project. So I've just been complaining about Google poor user interface design, notwithstanding our own. But so we now do have the Y project, which I have joined, and you have joined, and yes. So yeah, you now have access to this and can.
Yeah, so I wasn't clear on the difference. So I've put what I would call a pitch just there.
Oh, here, yeah.
Customers, and I wasn't sure then what to put below that in the compelling pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we have a separate. There's like a summary and then there's a pitch. I think the idea is maybe that in the pitch here, one puts in like a video of yourself saying, "Hey, you can rule the world," and
Okay.
or diagrams and more. I think this is richer text than potentially the summary text, because I think that basically this description is just going to be text.
Yeah.
Whereas the pitch is kind of actually fully editable in terms of like using our Mercury editor, and you can add embedded videos and images and this, that, and the other. So yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have a think about what I can put there. I'm quite happy with as it is at the moment.
Sure. Yeah.
So at the moment.
Good show. And apologies in advance for. I think there's the project pages from us need more love and organization and help and so on. And hopefully that will also get better over time. So at the moment you're not blocked. You said you were adding some tests, working on the documentation.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and arrange to have a meeting about the project at some point, or what's the next step in your mind?
That's a good question. I think a meeting would be good. Yeah. I'll have to come up with an agenda for it. But I can do that over the next couple of days as things occur to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's there is that. Oh, I forget to mention that there is also happening today. We've got a kickoff meeting for new project Phoenix 1 that's happening at 2 p.m. UK time. Actually, Will, are you based in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, it'll be at 2 p.m. That might be an interesting meeting for you to attend.
Yeah.
Just to see a project getting off the ground. That's Federico going to be running that. So that should be. Actually, I guess I'll go back and put it in the schedule. I think he's got it in the events page. So yeah. But yeah,
okay,
cool.
Yeah, I'll come to that.
All right, great, good show. Brent or Michael, did you have any questions for Will about the project?
No, not from me either. Thanks.
All right. Well, I think that's our Scrum, almost exactly on time. Yeah, and Michael, I can happily help you with more YouTube thingy before too long. In the meantime, I'll go off and make sure I put. I think actually maybe Federico hasn't created an event here in the events thing, so we'll get that sorted out. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. See you all real soon. Bye for now.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.